Welcome back to another segment of Laughing Kiki podcast. And we have something special for y'all today. We have a new segment. It's called Drunk History. So you know me, I'm a historian.
She's a history buff.
I'm a sociologist.
She is.
I love a good social studies story. And one thing I love is Atlanta history. And I like all history. I have a lot of crazy facts. I'm always the friend that tells the craziest facts you don't know. So today I'll be bringing that to the podcast to, shed some light on you hoes. No more ignorance around here.
There you go.
So I will be telling you some of my most memorable and most descriptive, in my opinion, stories that I've learned from the notorious Georgia State University and how I'm overeducated from them. So yeah, shout out to.
I'm glad you were retained and you go in class.
I go to I skip class, babe.
And you were actually retaining information.
I do.
And you were able to interpret it in your own way.
Yeah.
So let's get it. I'm ready to get into what we're talking about today. Like, what's our first drunk history topic?
So today we'll be talking about. Let's introduce what bottle we're drinking.
Ooh.
What are we drinking tonight?
We drinking Espolon.
Ooh, nice. Espolon. Mexican tequila. Take a shot.
I'm about to educate my friends and my listeners. And my viewers are my friends too. I love y'all too. But we finna talk about how the government has been trying to put us down for years. Like the way the government manipulated black households and black situations is actually really sick, and people trying to keep it as like slavery was the biggest thing white people did, but white people have
think about the after effects of slavery.
White Caucasian people have been exhibiting. White people have been exhibiting.
Get there, baby.
What's the word I'm looking for? Oppressions. They've been pushing oppressions on black people for years, and this story is going to be the start, and what I believe is the start of gentrification. Dun 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 dun.
That is a good. Yeah.
Gentrification in Atlanta.
To me, personally, this was what I feel like was the first big one. The real big one was Techwood.
Before that,
I'll talk about Techwood in another video.
They've been getting pushed out. Like gentrification been happening during slavery.
But this is like the first time where the Atlanta race riot was the first time this really started.
Oh, so that's what we're talking about today.
Yes, the Atlanta race riot. All right, so the Atlanta race riot took place in 1906, and in 1906, the Atlanta used to be a thriving black town. Atlanta used to be I'm talking where Georgia State is.
Right here where we at.
The cap, not even right here. I'm really talking about Edgewood. So if you ever go around Edgewood and you see how old those buildings look, those are that's the leftovers of the race riot.
No, but I'm saying
Peter Street.
Peter Street was one of the richest black parts of town. Right here, walking distance. Right here at Peter Street. That was one of the richest parts of town for black people.
Yes.
That's why a lot of affluent black people stayed. And it's returning to form slick, but that gentrification shit happening everywhere. Do
you know the history of the Royal Peacock? And how that was where Duke Ellington, that's where all the high performers played.
All the black performers.
Yes, that was a
juke joint.
Yeah, that was the spot. But now it turned into a lit Caribbean club. But that building and that whole strip has so much history, and that's the area I'm talking about. I'm gonna be talking about where the Capitol is, Georgia State, Grady Hospital, and the highway right there. That's the area that they highlighted in my textbook of the area I'm about to talk about. So anyway, basically this area had nothing but this was black barbershops, black homes, black business, black establishment. And these folks was making money. This was Atlanta could have been the Black Wall Street in 1906. We were already far ahead. We were already thriving. It was already a lot going on. They had their own economy, their own policing, their own schools. It was great. It was cool. They was making a lot of money, you know. They had their business attached to their homes, like that little New York style kind of homes. That was, you know, they was progressing at a faster rate than the white people were in the surrounding area. Like they was doing really good. Anyway, tell me why
Tell me why. Yeah, tell us.
Caucasian men, they was like, oh, y'all getting money?
Well, hold on. It was an event that happened.
It was an event that happened.
It was the event that happened. I want to say it was an event because it all turned out to be a lie. It was like it was said like a black man, like similar to Emmett Till, that a black man was harassing the white women. So they used that singular event to take out all their aggression.
And they burnt everything down. They burnt all their houses, their schools, people inside. Like they came through on them horses and they burnt everything up real bad. Like
they said at least it was 25 black people who died in the riots.
The riot resulted in deaths that lasted. Wait, the riot resulted in the death of at least 25 African Americans, 2 whites, along with numerous injuries. It also led to the destruction of homes, businesses, properties owned by African Americans. So to be honest, it was really to spark fear and terror. Like they just saw they was getting money and they didn't like it.
They wanted reason to burn all that shit down.
They just wanted one reason. It was like, it was
and
like
they made up a reason. They made it because all this shit was a lie.
You know, like an empire. You know how you see an empire and you wait till the empire get big.
And he burned the bitch down.
And then you just. Yeah. So they burnt down everything, and then then they burnt everything down and built the highway.
So that was their plan all along.
Yeah, but it's just like, to me, I feel like that was not to me, by history, that was like the first level of gentrification. Because then they also built the Capitol, and then the school, and then the hospital. They
said, like, when all that shit was going on, they had to call in the National Guard.
Yeah, it was really bad.
That shit was bad as fuck.
Segregation and Jim Crow laws. In the aftermath of the riots, segregation laws and Jim Crow practices were enforced and intensified in the South, further limiting the rights of opportunities of African Americans.
Yeah, so not even segregation and Jim Crow, that shit was created in the South. Like, it was a Southern policy. So that shit got even worse. Y'all said they wanted the white folks over here and the black folks over here. But that shit even because they burnt all these folks shit down. They literally went through it was a real riot. Like, just imagine a mob of angry ass white people with muskets and shit. And torches. You know how they be coming to town with torches and fire. We finna burn this shit the fuck down.
That's so.
They probably had machetes and shit
and really burning shit down.
But this is not the first time this has happened in.
That's a repeated. Especially we're in the South. This was the Confederacy. Like, they still coming off the heels of the Civil War. So we still feeling the after effects, especially in the South. Like, this what they wanted to keep slavery. This was they made all their money from slavery in all the southern states. That was their economy. Slavery was their economy.
Literally.
So imagine you see these niggers across town with all this land they shucking and jiving.
This nigga said
something gotta be done.
Jive turkeys.
Yeah.
These niggas out here seceding. They hit an Uncle Rookie.
Good? Like, nah.
Not on my watch.
Niggas out here doing better than our family.
Yeah, like, how y'all more successful than us? We're white. Are you crazy?
That's how I feel.
I don't understand why white. Y'all are white.
They were just very
right. That's how I feel when I see poor white people.
Caucasian people were just very upset.
Economic opportunity in the world.
All the tools.
Caucasian people were just very upset because they felt like black people were property. So can you imagine your property, your car, like your car went rights, like your car went your piece of they saw black people as objects. So
literally.
In their perspective, they thinking oh, this is my phone. How is my phone gonna have rights? How is my phone gonna do this? You know, that's how they felt. Mm-hmm. So it's just it's just think about it. And to this day, they still think we some niggas. Don't give a fuck about that.
You think white people think that?
Yes. I know they be calling us niggas.
I just depend on what kind of context they be saying niggas.
These goddamn niggas.
I know
this nigger woman pissed me off today.
What you think I be saying?
Wow.
Yes. I already know
This
you.
nigga woman. This nigga bitch.
They definitely say niggerette.
Nigga,
A niggerette what?
They definitely say niggerette.
That's some 1640 stuff.
I'm just letting
Nigga,
you
I know for a fact they say
Just
some
letting
crazy
you know
shit.
what they
Like, I don't
say.
put it past them. Cause
I don't put it past them either.
don't be
That's
acting like y'all don't be saying crazy stuff about people.
I know white people say nigga for sure.
I know for sure too.
We know for sure.
Don't piss me off.
Oh, y'all got called a nigga?
I never been called a nigger.
Oh, but y'all had a friend that
A friend that said,
I'm not
nigga,
gonna say too much.
Oh my god.
we don't know who's
I ain't got
watching.
no what. You know what?
I had a white friend that said nigga.
It was a white friend at one of my old jobs who said that shit so casually in a conversation. I was kind of
It really stuns you. Like, it really goes
do
past
stun
your
you.
mind. Like, when white people say the N word, it's just, it really does, like,
It have an effect on you.
the first time I heard a white person say the N word, it just kind of skipped past me. And I had to circle. I was like, wait, whoa. He did just.
I feel like, why the fuck do you feel that comfortable?
They feel like they us.
You
No, why do you feel comfortable around me saying
Saying
that
that shit.
shit? Like, you thought I wasn't gonna check you?
Right.
come on, man.
I know white
The
people
first time
think
I didn't-
about it
I
before
didn't
they
think-
say it, but I know them niggas say it for sure. I had a white bitch who used to say nigga around me, but she was talking about her nigga,
Oh,
and her nigga
but-
was black. So I was just like, alright. And her kid was black.
Another thing about Atlanta, like them race riots, it was like it happened during the time when it was already a great migration where a lot of black people were leaving the South. Like that's why you got a whole bunch of country ass cousins from Alabama in Detroit, or people from Louisiana in California, or people like they went to go settle in like people from Alabama. They went to Chicago.
Cause the trauma that was going on was just too much.
Yeah, I gotta get out the South. Fuck that. I can't do it. I can't do it. Imagine having to grow up during that time.
Like you just.
Ruby Bridge is that shit. The segregation of school. I think that shit happened like in the '60s.
Can you
Ruby Bridge,
imagine?
let me change number. Oh, not that bitch, because you are a pioneer. That lady is only like 68 years old. She was the first one to desegregate schools.
That's crazy.
You know-
She's not even that old. That's not even that. We can see her walking in here right now. She can walk in and come tell us her story.
That's crazy.
The first like black child in a white school.
And then they had to bring out the National Guards.
Man, yeah, they had to go call them and the authorities. Because they said the Atlanta police force. The police force was in on it. You know how many people like who are secret KKK members who are lawyers, judges.
Yeah, that's
Even
like their
today,
own.
these are white
That's like their own
supremacists.
Freemason.
Yeah, they've infiltrated all higher forms of everything.
Cause they believe that like they believe what they
White is
believe. White is right. They be deep
Black Lives
Republicans.
Matter.
I ain't gonna lie,
Well-
y'all. I have actually experienced more racism up north than down south.
I can believe that.
Well, you came to Atlanta, so you know this is
Atlanta not that bad.
It's a lot
Mobile,
different. It's
Alabama,
nothing but black people in Atlanta. So.
Birmingham, you might get called a nigger a few times.
And racism is
Real.
so accepted in Georgia. Like, I remember my ex used to work at Stone Mountain, and I never forget he came home and was like, yeah, them niggas is wild. Like, they told us, like, the KKK own a part. They don't
I
even
believe
own
that.
it, but they carry meetings out there, and they're not allowed to interact with them at all. Like, you cannot tell them to leave or anything, but they can say shit to you.
They don't make this shit like a legitimate organization.
That shit
They've
is
legitimized their evil ass shit, and we supposed to just turn a blind eye to
Have you
it.
ever been to the
Why you holding that point?
July? You heard it outside?
You said who?
Okay.
What?
Anyway, this is some nigga outside screaming. I had to make sure it wasn't my. Okay. Anyway.
It wasn't your what? What are we talking about?
Anyway, let's get into
No, back to the point I was making.
I forgot my point.
The NAACP was created out of, you know, the NAACP stands for the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People.
Yup.
And this was an organization created out of rising tension between white and black people, and when black people didn't have
The resources.
not even the resources, they just didn't have
The audacity?
proper representation in form of like an organization that can speak for them.
Right.
So because of all these racial tensions in Atlanta, that was one of the reasons for the formation of the NAACP. And still they're doing the work to this day.
What you mean, to get rid of the KKK?
Not to get rid of, just for to have somebody to speak for black people.
Yeah,
they have a real organization that was created for the advancement of color. It's called the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. Mm-hmm. We are colored people. Mm-hmm. And we were the ones discriminated against, especially in this instance. We talking about Atlanta Ray Ride. Me and Kiara, we from Atlanta. Like, my family is really still, all of my roots are literally in Atlanta. I don't got no family like from the country or from anywhere else. My lineage traces back all the way in Atlanta. My grandma grew up in Summerhill up the street.
That's great.
Like, yeah, so and her folks were from, I think probably from the same, I think my grandma and them folks like lived in Summerhill. Like, so Atlanta is where my roots at, so I feel that shit. I still feel the after effects of it.
Me finish up with the about the Stone Mountain part. Well, I want to circle back to what you said about the Stone Mountain part. You know, on like the 4th of July, or I think it's like every night they do like the little light show, and at the end of the light show they show the Confederate flag and like the
That shit is crazy.
Yes, I remember when I first saw that.
I was like, a lot of them be porting on food stamps. Like, y'all really, like what?
What are you
actually
They be porting on food stamps. White people, like white poor people, are like they who benefit the most.
Yes, that's a statistic fact that they use the most government assistance.
Definitely.
And then they try to paint it like black people are welfare queens and be like, oh yeah, that's a black
welfare.
That's for broke people.
Like welfare was made for us. Like no,
yeah,
bitch.
It was actually
welfare was made for y'all poor ass wife. I mean,
bitches
who got divorced and shit. Come on,
like
now.
what?
Come on,
like
be
that's
for real,
terrible.
bitch. Come on, be for real.
It's always them type of niggas. I swear to God, it's always them type of niggas.
Okay, we're gonna get into this like another topic that's not the Atlanta race riot.
Are we done with the Atlanta race?
No, I got one more because then we're gonna space them out.
Okay,
My next thing I want to talk about, like the same thing about how the Atlanta race riot, how they burnt down the city. Let's talk about Lake Lanier, Death Lake. Do y'all know that underneath Lake Lanier was like a whole city, and then like
it's man-made lake.
It was a whole town of black people. Same way how it was downtown, successful businesses, churches, cemeteries, schools.
They had their own space. We had like segregation. We had our own spaces,
like our own black, successful, thriving spaces. The white people was like, no, we're not doing that. So they gave them like a 4-day notice that they was going to flood this lake. Like, it was like either a couple days or like a couple hours. It was not enough recorded time. They flooded the whole, it was like under sea level. They flooded everything. So it's still like dead bodies and spirits, houses, churches, like cemeteries, like all kind of stuff underneath all that water. And it was just sick how like they just made it for recreation. So actually, I would believe that that's something that the KKK did, since you said something about how they own Stone Mountain. Mm-hmm. If they own Stone Mountain, of course.
I don't know about own, but you know that's
their territory.
Yeah, for sure.
So their territory could be. I gotta do some research, but their territory could be like in here too.
I don't know much. I can vaguely just tell you some vague information about Lake Lanier. I don't know much, but I know it's like it has an evil ass history, and it is a man-made lake, and people had to suffer for like that lake to even become into existence. So, yeah.
And then people die in it all the time because it's haunted. Because can you imagine you just sleeping in your bed and then you just dead? Like you just like it's just your whole room flooded. It's nothing but water.
Oh, yep.
You got anything to say about Death Lake?
No, they need to shut it down.
How do we shut it down?
I think they should drain it and make it like a historical monument. Like leave it alone, cause it hasn't been there for 100 years.
You know they got like
they
a
drain that shit. They
resort.
probably see all kind of shit.
All kind of.
They got a resort. No, you know boats go missing in Lake Lanier. Like boats sink, like jet skis.
Yeah,
sink.
boats and
people capsize and die and get sucked down to the bottom. Like
I will never do water sports at Lake Lanier.
It's a whole. It's a.
I never even been on the water.
There is.
I've been on water all the time, but I will never do. I will never get on the water.
There is like
I've
a
been
whole.
like, near multiple times.
It's called
Never been
Margaritaville. It's a
I
whole
don't know
like.
about it, yeah.
It's a whole water park there in a resort, spa.
They trying to build a whole nother town on that bitch.
That is sick, and it's like $1 million houses on that lake too.
Yeah, people like to live by the water.
Y'all don't like my drunk history?
I enjoy
No,
it.
I
I
like
like shit
it.
like this. What you mean? What you want us to do?
I don't know. Say ah.
Oh, we're impressed, Kiara. We're impressed.
Give us more interesting topics.
Yeah,
I mean,
like
let's
this.
really talk about like just Lake Lanier.
I
And,
done a lot of race ride. That shit is like near and dear to my heart.
What?
yeah,
done a lot of
like,
race rides.
that was the most interesting
was
thing
gruesome.
that I learned. That was the most. That's the first interesting thing I learned in college.
One thing I can tell you, I told you earlier, history is.
I was like, what the fuck?
It's a collection of stories. We have
They
such
built
a
the
rich,
Capitol,
a rich history,
Grady,
especially-
and Georgia State in that highway, and it kind of spooked me, like it scared me, cause like I drive on that highway, I passed, I was born at Grady, like what? And you trying to tell me that this was a thriving black community and they just tore it down and built government establishments? Cause at first Georgia State,
Does that surprise you, really?
it does, and then you wanna know what's even creepier? Georgia State used to be a business college. It wasn't always a state, like it was smaller and it was a business school. So there's like a museum inside of Georgia State where they show like back in the day how it used to look, and you know, like, because Georgia State was founded like 1916, 1912,
Some shit like that.
where they started the business school.
For sure.
And it's like, in the museum they talked about how like they started building Georgia State in like 1910, and Georgia State was like done in like 1913 is when they found it, if I'm not mistaken. So it was just like, damn, like the school I go to, the hospital I was born at, the highway I drive on every day, like.
Was built on the blood of your people, just like the rest of. We're African American.
Right.
Like
The
it
black people
scared
that
me,
that's where it's
I'm-
big, but we're African American.
Like I
Our
would drive
history
by every day and I would
is
never
rich,
know
but
that.
it's like a lot of it started in slavery, and we've been feeling the after effects since.
Yeah.
Not even slavery, like. Nigga, before it even that, like, they stole his land, United States.
Yeah.
This land is always.
Is it
gonna
really
be-
united?
It's giving states.
The
Fuck
50
you talking
states.
about? It is giving states scare.
People do call it states though. They don't say United States.
Yeah,
Like,
it is states.
are we really united?
No.
We the states.
States.
The community.
Fucking states, man.
Y'all have any
Closing
y'all want
remarks?
to add any facts to the story?
Not about Lake Lanier.
Fuck Lake Lanier.
Yeah, that's it.
Y'all are evil. I will never
Yeah,
go there.
Whoever created it going to hell. I'm
They
letting you know
probably
now.
are in hell.
You know what? You're right.
When did they fund Lake Lanier? Let's take a little quick Google. Let's see. When was Lake Lanier started? 1950s. Ooh, it says named for Georgia poet and musician Sidney Lanier. Lake Lanier was created in the 1950s when the United States Army Corps of Engineers built Beaufort Dam for a purpose that included flood control, power generations, and recreation. So that is what happened. Like the dam was about to bust, and then that's how they flooded the land. So there was a dam that holding all the water back from the town. So that's fucked up. They were just like, yeah, fuck them niggas. Open the floodgates. That's sick though. Like, what did we do to make them motherfuckers that bad?
Literally. What did them niggas do? Make them that mad?
I'ma just burn down their whole community. I'm just mad.
You know how many of the communities that vows them? They do not want to see a
about to
nigga
kick-
shine. They the true haters.
Hate on a black man's up. I'm talking about these black men going to work.
And they didn't even stand them. After all the shit they did, you know what? Y'all got it. We'll let bygones be bygones. Them fuck niggas said, add another link to the list. God.
They just wanted to put black people in their place for real. Show them who's on top. And then it just really starts with like the government really don't care about us. Like we just out here.
They don't.
They don't care. Y'all on y'all phone.
They don't care about nobody.
Yeah, I'm looking at the topics.
Do you want us to start off with a drunk history topic?
No, I'm enjoying what we talking about.
What about you?
I thought we were gonna do it. Like, I thought you want to do like a different topic every week.
Yeah, I'm gonna just do like because like that still falls under like lately there wasn't a race riot, but
It was same
it's
circumstances.
the same circumstances
Yeah.
for sure. Well, that concludes our first episode of Drunk History with my amazing hosts Dare and Nani, and we had a pleasure educating you, stupid ass hoes.
Yeah, we stay putting a bitch on.
Stay
Man. We gonna
educated.
start
Because
charging y'all to watch
we
our
are
show.
college
Literally.
educated hoes.
$10.99 a week.
Yeah, I'm
College educated hoes.
Y'all
Literally.
hoes don't know this. You need to go take this information to your nigga. Be like, yeah, I learned something today.
Literally.
Go tell your mammy.
Period.
Please, I support that. You
Period.
make your niggas smarter.
Yeah, y'all niggas be dumb.
Y'all both can't be dumb.
Yeah, you know.
That's
Pick
bad
up a
work.
book. Get off Twitter.
Literally.
It's bad work.
Bye.